Hello and thank you very much for joining us on Sectadi Catholic TV. Just about an hour ago, the closing mass for the World Youth Day celebration 2019 was held in Panama with the Holy Father Pope Francis, and it's been an exciting time for all the pilgrims, and reports reaching us indicate that there were over 3 million pilgrims from every country in the world and almost every continent, all the continents in the world gathered in Panama, and they were joined by the Holy Father for the Mass. So we want to have a brief conversation about the World Youth Day, its origins, and how it has been so far since it began. And to have this conversation with me, I have here in the studios Mr. Emmanuel Akwesi Bisu. Thank you very much and welcome to the studios.
Thank you.
Okay, so before we begin, let me state that Mr. Bisu happens to be the past president of Ghana National Catholic Youth Council, GANSEC. But then I'll let him also introduce himself to us so that we get to know who we are speaking to and who we are listening to this morning. So introduce yourself to us, Mr. Bisu.
Thank you very much. When it comes to the Youth Apostolate, I started from St. Paul's Pro Cathedral as the vice second day.
Okay.
And I became the deanery chairman, became the diocesan vice chairman, the diocesan chairman, went to the national as the treasurer, became the vice chairman for the Ghana National Catholic Youth Council, and also served as the chairman for the Ghana National Catholic Youth Council. So
wow.
It's like rising through the ranks.
Exactly.
This position. So I handed over last year to the new chairman for GANSEC.
So how long were you in GANSEC as president?
President 4 years.
4 years.
But I served in GANSEC for 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's a decade, not almost. Okay. So today the conversation is all about World Youth Day, and we want to learn from you since you have been to a number of the international World Youth Day celebration. How many have you been so far?
I think 5.
5. Okay. So let's talk about the origins of the World Youth Day. Which Pope instituted it, and any reason why that was instituted?
Thank you very much. When you look at the origin, you'd go back to 1984. That was the year of Holy Year of Redemption.
Okay.
So at the end of the Holy Year of Redemption, Pope John Paul, we had this cross. So Pope John Paul handed over the cross to the young people that they should go to the world and proclaim the love of Christ to everybody. So after that handing over, the following year the World Youth Day was instituted. He invited all the youth back to Rome and instituted the World Youth Day. So actually the World Youth Day is supposed to be celebrated on Palm Sunday.
Okay.
Every year. And every 2 or 3 years we all gather at a central point where the Pope will choose. Then the whole world will celebrate the World Youth Day. That is after the Palm Sunday.
Okay.
And this is normally held in the summer.
Okay.
So depending on the country that we are going, it falls on the summer. So Panama, this is their summer. That is why we are having it in January.
Okay.
But most often it's either in July, August, around that area.
Okay. So the very first edition of the World Youth Day was held in Rome.
The very first edition of the World Youth Day was held in Rome, in Italy, in 1986.
Okay.
1986.
Okay.
So from there, and it started moving to other countries.
Okay.
And now we are in Panama.
Alright. So how many have we had so far, the international edition?
So far we've had 15 World Youth Days, and it started in Rome in 1986.
Okay.
From Rome it went to Argentina in 1987. Then 1989 it went to Spain. 1991 was in Poland. 1993 was in US. 1995 Philippines. 1997 was in France. 2000 came back to Rome. 2002 was in Toronto, 2005 was in Germany, Sydney, Australia was in 2008, and 2011 was in Spain, Madrid, and went to Brazil in 2013, Poland in 2016, and currently in Panama 2019. So if you look at it, you realize that it's 2-3 years, 2-3 years,
okay,
in between each World Youth Day,
okay,
international one.
Okay, so now let's talk about your experience in this international edition of the World Youth Day. When was the first time you attended?
The first time I attended was in Germany.
Okay.
That is in 2005. And it's immediately after the World Youth Day, the Pope announces the next World Youth Day. So the preparation starts from there. And the World Youth Day is a pilgrimage. It's a spiritual journey that we make with our Lord. So we prepare based on the theme given for the World Youth Day. So you prepare right from the day the Pope announces the next venue. There are a series of talks and discussions on the theme. Okay. Then we go for preparatory meetings in the room before the final World Youth Day itself. And normally the first week of the World Youth Day is termed as Days in the Diocese. That is when we interact with various dioceses in the country where we are supposed to have the World Youth Day. So you go for the Days in the Diocese, where you have cultural exchanges, where you have catechesis, you have mass together, we have games, sightseeing, and other activities based on the parish that will host you. So they will draw up a program in connection with the diocesan program. Then once you arrive, they will meet you at the airport. Then you go to where you will stay. And normally there are two residences. What I say, one is in a school and the other is with the families. And most often when we go, we stay with families.
So do you get to choose, or is decided for you?
Normally it's the leadership that would do the pairing.
Of the host diocese? Or the leadership of the visiting
The host diocese, that one, once you register with the World Youth Day organizing committee, they will give you a diocese, and the diocese will give you a parish that will host you. So that one is decided by the local organizing committee.
Okay.
So once we have the parish that we are staying with, we start the interaction from there. Then when we go, they meet us. And if we are staying with families, we will do the pairing of the families, because some families will want to host two, some will want to host one, some will host 8.
Wow.
Yeah, we've had experiences where a family hosted about 8 Ghanaians in his house. So depending on the number the family would request and the sex that the family will request, then the leadership will pair them into the various families. But we meet at a central point for all our activities and programs.
Okay, so let's get into the World Youth Day itself, where you are joined by the Holy Father. So what does that entails from the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and the Mass on Sunday? What are some of the activities that takes place?
Thank you. Before the Thursday, all pilgrims are supposed to move to the host city on Monday. So Monday is the arrival at the host city. Okay. Then Tuesday, the host bishop will have the welcome mass, okay, at an open venue for all pilgrimage that are coming for the World Youth Day. Then we start with the catechesis on Wednesday. Tuesday we'll start with catechesis. In the evening we'll have the welcome mass by the host archbishop. Then Wednesday we'll have catechesis, and the afternoon is normally free for sightseeing, or if you want to go to a spiritual site. Then Thursday is when the Pope arrives in the host city or in the country.
Okay.
So once he arrives in the evening, we have a welcome by the Pope. So we all go and meet the Pope on Thursday evening. Then Friday we continue with the catechesis, and in the evening we'll have the Stations of the Cross with the Pope
On Friday.
on Friday evening. Then Saturday will be the vigil night, and before the vigil, we have a pilgrimage walk. So you have to walk for some number of kilometers to the vigil site, and that is all part of the spiritual exercises that happens during the World Youth Day. And it's something that every youth should experience, especially the walk.
Okay.
That is the most exciting and tiring part of the
Any fond memories of that you would want to share?
Well, I remember in Spain it was very, very hot. So at a point, at some distance, we'll have this fire service with tankers of water around, and because of the weather, you love to go under the water.
Okay.
And surprisingly, you go under the water and immediately
just to cool off.
Immediately you leave the water, 2-3 minutes, you are dry again.
Back in the heat.
So yeah. It's like a kind of experience that I believe we experienced in Spain.
Okay.
And I also remember
that was Spain, what year was that?
2011.
2011. Okay.
2011. And I also remember in Spain again, when we got to the grounds where we were going to have the vigil, it started raining in the evening. And when the Holy Father came, it was drizzling though, and we say he prayed, and within a matter of seconds the rain had stopped.
Really?
And we had a nice vigil that evening, and you could enjoy it. Yeah,
I see.
So these are experiences that I have personally had during World Youth Days.
Okay. So let's talk about the local version, the national version of the World Youth Day. So far we've had about 4.
We've had 4.
Yes. So when is the next one? Which diocese will host the next one? And anything you want to tell our viewers, especially young men and women, any words of encouragement for them to take part in the next edition?
Well, the World Youth Day started in the Tamale Archdiocese, Kumasi Archdiocese.
Okay.
That was where we had the first version of the Ghana.
What year was it?
That was, I think, in 2009 or so.
Okay.
Looking at the experiences that we had at the international level, we spoke with the bishops and made a proposal to them, which they accepted, that we have a similar one in Ghana here. And it started in Kumasi, then went to Tamale for the second version, and we came to Cape Coast for the third version, and Accra was the fourth version of the Ghana World Youth Day. And it's been quite experience. We've been improving it as we go along. We had the days in the diocese. That was the fourth version, but the first, second, and third, I think Cape Coast too, we tried the days in the diocese, which went very well.
Okay.
And Accra was very
days in the diocese, that the time when pilgrims stay with their
families
and okay,
other,
before the
D-Day World
itself.
Youth Day itself. So in Cape Coast, the pilgrimage came on Monday and spent time with parishes.
Okay.
Then from there, they all came to the venue, which was Agri Memorial.
Okay.
Where we started the World Youth Day itself. And it follows the same pattern as the international one. We have catechesis, we have the pilgrimage walk, we have the opening mass, we have the closing mass, we have the vigils. All are part of the Ghana version of the World Youth Day. So when it ended in Accra. The next venue is going to be the Archdiocese of Kumasi.
When would that
be? It's going to be the Kumasi province.
Okay.
So they will come out with the diocese that will host.
So it's possible.
So it's possible.
Kumasi or Obuasi,
Obuasi, Sunyani,
either of them.
But I'm sure once Kumasi had that opportunity, they might want to leave it for other dioceses to host. So we are yet to know.
Okay. All right. So thank you very much for coming to share your experience with us about the World Youth Day celebration. So very finally, any words for our viewers, especially young people, since World Youth Day is targeted for them? Any words, not necessarily on World Youth Day, but any words for them, your final words for them?
Yeah, I would say our youth should be urged, or they should have that urge to be part of this experience, because it's an experience that every youth in the church should experience. Even though the international one, finances is a problem. Yeah, I believe we should find a way of raising money for most of our youth to take part in the international one. But to be part of the international one, you need to understand what happens there. Yeah. So as youth, we should be part of the national one. Then once we are part of the national one, we will understand, so that when we get there, we would flow with the system and we will understand whatever is happening at the international level. So I want to encourage them to be part of the diocesan celebration. They should be part of the parish celebration on Palm Sunday, because every year on Palm Sunday we celebrate the World Youth Day. Okay, they should be part of the parish celebration. They should be part of the diocesan celebration, and they should be part of the national celebration.
Okay, it's been very interesting having this conversation with you. We are so grateful to you for coming to our studios to share your experience with us, and we believe that our young people who have listened are going to begin to think of getting themselves involved in this World Youth Day celebration. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Before I finally leave, I want to advise that the church should find a way of raising funds to support our youth to participate in the international one. And the youth themselves should also find ways of raising funds to support the church, so that they will have the opportunity to experience the World Youth Day. But finally, to advise the youth, when we go for such World Youth Days, we need to come back so that others can also have the opportunity. If we don't come back, then it means we are blocking the opportunity for others to also experience this World Youth Day. Living out there is not fun. It's very difficult. But once you have the experience of going and coming, it's not difficult going back out there. Thank you very much.
Thank you too for coming around. So we had Mr. Emmanuel Akwesi joining us for this conversation. It's been fun talking to him. He has shared his experience with us. And keep watching Sektadi Catholic TV. Thank you very much. God bless you. Till we come your way again. Once again, subscribe to Sektadi Catholic TV on YouTube.
Hallelujah. their chest and pointing at one another. Number 12. So he decided to join them. One day he joined them. And he said, number 7. Nobody laughed. Then another one said, number 7. And they all started laughing. And then he said, number 5. Nobody laughed. Then he asked one of them, why is it that when I said number 7, nobody laughed? When he said number 7, you all laughed. Then one said, because number 7 is not your joke. Then he said, but why is it that when I said number 5, you all didn't laugh? When he said number 5, you laughed. And he said, because it's not everybody who can tell a joke. So, youth.
Power in action.
Youth. This is a good case of mental hospital. Youth.
Power in action.
You see, I belong to the mental hospital. And now let me see those of you who were here last night. Arise, Catholic youth.
Power in action.
Arise, Catholic youth. Arise, Catholic youth. It's just with joy that I
That will be the last song. That will be the very last song. Yeah, that will be the very last song. Thank you for showing love. While the last song is being sung, we will take our seats there.